I am Iba Masood. I'm the co-founder and CEO at Optimal AI.
Hi, I'm Sayed. I'm the co-founder and CTO.
And we're really excited to be here with you today at the RSA Conference, the leading security conference in San Francisco. At Optimal AI, we're building thoughtful code review agents, Optibots, that sit like senior engineers inside of your engineering teams, and they're able to work with full code-based context, bringing forward thoughtful code reviews. As AI generates more and more code, we're finding the problems to shift towards the end of the dev cycle. Code reviews are becoming really overwhelming, building test cases, as well as security vulnerabilities that are leaking through. And so Optibots get to work. They start by understanding your full code-based context. They work on a code graph and code search. And with that, they're able to basically run and create thoughtful code reviews. So Sayed, can you tell me about our first announcement, which is Optibot, the AppSec Agent?
What we're doing with our AppSec Agent is really going through your code base with a fine-tooth comb. We're looking at everything from definitions, from business logic, anywhere that possibly could be an attack vector for any malicious intent, and then surfacing all of that up to both security leads at your company as well as engineers, and then helping them fix them as well.
So you can think about this AppSec Agent as being a much more thorough version of what you would see in the market today. This actually came about from our customers. It is because of the code reviews that our customers were seeing where they're like, oh, Optibot is catching security vulnerabilities, it's catching bugs, it's catching all of these issues early in the code review process, where we then decided to allow Optibot to also run security scans.
I think the amazing part about what we've built is, one, it bolsters security. So yes, we do this on a PR for PR level, but the other amazing thing is because these are scheduled scans, and they can be run on demand, and they run on the whole code base. So they're not just running on your PR like the code review tool. If you have external contributors, or if you're even an open source repo, you can have that scheduled and run, and it outputs the evidence in your GitHub or over your CLI. So then you can have it addressed by other agents or by Optibot itself.
When we designed Optibot, we built it to be the most thorough agent when it comes to code-based context. Code-based context is an important problem because you want your agent to have the full context of all of your repos, all of the architectural decisions, past decisions that have been taken, so that it can make decisions like a senior security engineer or a senior software engineer. Let's switch over to engineering productivity, since we actually have a really exciting announcement today, which is Ask Optibot. Pretty much any question about engineering productivity in terms of data that's coming in from GitHub, Jira, so your source control and your project management. Talk to me about how Ask Optibot works.
The really cool thing about Ask Optibot, again, came from a lot of customer feedback. So you have a dense amount of data that sits inside Jira and GitHub, and meshing the two and making sense of it can become very hard at times. And so we're able to combine all of that data together on a tuned model that's able to provide very unique insights into how each of those areas are progressing.
You know, in the last week, I've already asked Optibot, has AI actually helped us move faster in terms of being more performant? I've also asked it if our sprints are running smoother. And I've even asked it about our PR cycle times. What's funny is I keep asking it who the most performant engineer on the team is, and I'm hoping it keeps saying me, but it doesn't. You know, it's unbiased that way.
Biased. We can actually use JQL and GraphQL, so it uses the tools the same way a data analyst would. And that's the really cool part, is that you can ask it open-ended questions. One of the cool things that I asked it was more on the side of data hygiene. So we're not particularly good on adding a lot of context to some of our Jira tickets, and so it pointed that one of those things out. And I'm going to take that back to our sprint retro and see how I can add better templates, or at least guide my team to do a better job when they're writing tickets.
One more thing we're excited to announce is our Claude Code Skill. So Optibot is now fully available inside Claude with the same level of code context and our code graph engine. Once you download the Optibot skill inside Claude, you can run Optibot for deep code reviews. As you're using Claude to generate code, you can use Optibot to verify, to find security vulnerabilities, bugs, issues. In fact, I think some of our customers have even highlighted that it's even started to find UI issues.
The really cool thing about the Claude Code Skill is that once you have it added to your Claude Code instance locally, you can have it automatically review the code, so you don't even have to bother telling Optibot to go review the code. The other cool thing that you can do is you can hand this over to your agents. So because it uses the same CLI that we've released in the backend, you can have a parallelized instance of Claude Code run and then have Optibot review all of that code without even having to interact with it.
So at Optimal AI, we're excited to have a slew of customers using us, including MongoDB, Prometric, Mpulse, industry-leading organizations. And so we're designing and envisioning a present reality where agents are thoughtful, they're thinking through, and even as they're communicating with each other, they're trying to reduce noise on the part of the teams that they serve. And so we're excited to introduce a slew of agents with Optibot, starting out in code review, which I know so many folks already use and love. Thank you so much for joining us today at the RSA Conference in San Francisco. We're so excited that we got to be here with all of you today and announce these exciting set of product announcements.